Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, one of the hosts of Forbes True Crime. Joining me now is criminal defense attorney John W. Day. John, thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thanks for having me, Brittany.
The families of the four University of Idaho students who were brutally murdered by Bryan Kohberger in November of 2022 all teamed up to file a wrongful death lawsuit against Washington State University. And this is the school where Kohberger was both a teaching assistant as well as PhD student. And the 126-page lawsuit just contains bombshell after bombshell. The suit alleges that despite the university receiving over a dozen formal complaints about his predatory behavior, quote, WSU failed to respond in any meaningful way and allowed Kohberger's escalating behavior to continue unchecked. It also alleges that the deaths of Kaylee Gonzalez, Maddie Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle wouldn't have happened if WSU acted appropriately. And there is certainly a lot in here, which we'll all get into. But to start off the conversation, what's your initial reaction to the lawsuit?
Well, we know that the families of the victims want to hold somebody accountable. And in the criminal case against Kohberger, there was no trial. Remember, he took a plea. So there's some argument that the families lost out on at least having their day in court, with Kohberger having to face the music in terms of going on trial. What happens here is the families are using the civil system, the civil judicial system, to go after almost a bigger institutional target, the university, saying that the university had so much notice that Kohberger was dangerous, that Kohberger should be watched, that Kohberger should have been kept under a tight rein, and they didn't do it. So the families are saying to the university, you had plenty of notice about this guy and you did nothing. And so now we're trying to hold you accountable. So what they may have lost out in a criminal trial, they're trying to gain in the civil courts. And you can understand the families of the victims wanting justice on that level.
To that